3.
Namaskar. Good morning, children. So today I will be taking class 9 biology. You may think why I am taking biology. It is because our biology teacher is in Danapur. Because of lockdown, he couldn't come to the school. So I'll try my level best to explain to you the basic points in the first chapter, that is about cells. You might have studied in lower classes about cells. We will be studying something in detail about that one, and please give the feedback. If you can understand, well and good. I will continue with the next chapter. In case you do not understand, you please tell. Your biology teacher will come and then retake it again. And if you have any queries, you can ask me at any time. I think you have the school number and all those things. So when we learn about cell, what is cell? Cell means, cell is a Latin word. It means a little room, a small room. For example, you might have seen honeycombs. Honeycombs are the places where bees make honey. So they look like this. We call it as honeycomb. In the year 1665, now it is 2020. In the year 1665, a biologist called Robert Hooke. In the year 1665, Robert Hooke, he had made one microscope by himself, and he used a piece of cork. Cork is a piece of wood, like you might have seen on top of some bottles. Wooden cork will be placed on that one. We remove that one. It comes out with a pop sound. So Robert Hooke used that piece of wood, which we call cork. He cut it into thin slices, kept it under the microscope which he had made, and then he observed. And what did he see? It was like a honeycomb. There were many small rooms like thing in that one. So he gave that Latin word cell. Cell means small rooms or a little room. In Latin, cell means a little room. So it looked like small rooms. So he named it as cell. You might have seen when you are making houses, we arrange bricks so that it becomes. So they are the basic units in house construction. The bricks are arranged like this. So in the same way, the cell is the basic structure in any organism. Organism means any living thing. So the cell is the way. He unknowingly, since it looked like a room, he gave the name cells. You have to remember, it is an important question. Who coined the term cell? A question may come like that. You need to just write Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke in which year? 1665. Now also we are using that word because it is the most important structural, functional, basic unit of any living organism. So what is a cell? If you want, I will write on the blackboard the definition. What do you mean by cell? Meaning of cell is a little room. So who coined that term? That was Robert Hooke in the year 1665. Cell is the structural, basic unit of an organism. If you want, we can read it again. That means cell is the structural basic unit. Unit means that single part. Since it looked like a room, he called it as a cell. Cell is a Latin word. And now also everybody, when you are learning about human beings, when you are learning about plants, fungi, bacteria, viruses, whatever it is, the basic component is the cell. For example, when you come to the class under the microscope, we will also be showing you what you call this. It is an onion. So onion is the smallest part. We can see that one. So when I'm going to cut this one. So what do you see? A part of that onion. You might have learned in the earlier classes, this outer cover. In biology, we call it as the epidermis. In English, we call it as the skin. In English, skin. In biology, what do you call it? Epidermis. So when you hear the word epidermis, don't think it is a disease or something. Epidermis means the outer cover, the skin. So he took the epidermis, So when you come to the class, it will be shown under the microscope. Epidermis taken. See, now we can look at that onion. It looks like a concave mirror. Concave means the inner part. It will be curved inside. So you can see an onion. When it is kept under a microscope, you will see like this, like building bricks. You'll see a lot of compartments. So these are the cells that you find inside an onion. This can be shown to you in the class. It will have organelles like this. So sometimes it comes in the question, show the cells of an onion peel as seen under a microscope. You have to draw like this and you will get 3 marks for that one. So this is the cell compartment and the other inside one is called as the organelles. So there are bigger animals, smaller animals. It doesn't mean that bigger animals have bigger cells and smaller animals have smaller cells. The cells, they have different functions. A lot of cells together, they make up tissues. Epidermis means the outer cover of the skin. Cells form the tissue and the tissues form the organs. Like we know, if you take a human body, this organ, it's made up of tissues. Tissues contain cells. What is this organ used for? It is used for hearing. What is this organ used for? It is used for seeing. Like that we have plenty of organs doing different. Our heart, it pumps blood. Our lungs, it purifies. So there are different organs for different functions. The same way, the cells will have different functions, but they all have the same organelles. The cells, they have organelle, O-R-G-A-N-E-L-L-E. These cells may vary. The cells will be different. They have different function. Function means work. But the organelle inside, whether it is a small animal, a small plant, a bigger plant, a tree, or a bigger animal, the organelles will be same, though the cell function may vary. Vary means different. It differs. So the cells they contain. So I believe you have understood slightly about cell. Cell is the basic unit of any living thing. You might have studied in the earlier classes about living thing and non-living thing. Living things, they grow. Living things, they have to respire, create energy. Then only the body can grow. And for all this, the function is done by the cell. For example, if our TV gets repaired, if it's broken down, we call a technician to repair that one. So in this case, who gets the cell repaired? So the cell divides. See, if it is a cell, it will divide by itself and then it will form another cell. And the repair work, the maintenance work, everything goes on inside the body. And that is why cell is very important. If this cell happens to die, then the tissue will die. Then that organ will die. We will have organ failure. So if you take the case of virus does not grow. So it comes and attacks the cell. When it attacks the cell only, it starts living, it starts multiplying, it starts growing. Then slowly it will attack the next cell, and slowly what happens? This tissue will spoil. After that, that organ will completely die out. So there are different kinds of organisms. We will see that one now. So what is cell? Cell is the basic structural part of any living organism. Who coined the term cell? It was Robert Hooke in the year 1665, and the cells under the onion I showed you, I drew it here. So it will have an organelle inside. This much only all you have to do and you will be getting 3 marks. Now we will be seeing the other terms, unicellular and multicellular. I think from this you understand the meaning. Uni means unit, that means one. Multi means many. So I hope you understood that one. Unicellular organisms means the organisms which have one cell only. Uni means one. So if it has got one cell, we call it as unicellular. If that organism has got many, we call it as multicellular organisms. So unicellular organisms, example bacteria, paramecium, they have only one cell in their body. All the work done by that cell itself. For example, they have to take energy, that is called exchange of gases, diffusion. We take in oxygen, we leave out carbon dioxide. So from our body itself, so for unicellular organisms, everything is done by that cell. Excretion, what do you mean by excretion? The waste material left from our body. And multicellular organisms means they have many cells. So from that word it's very clear, like fungi, plants, animals. They are all examples of multicellular. If you take our human body, we have a lot of cells, lot of functions are there. And you know some of the functions like our heart, our kidney, our liver, ear, eye, nose, mouth, they all have a tongue. They have different functions. So the cells, they may have different function, but the cells contain organelle which is uniform for all the organisms, whether it is unicellular or multicellular, it will be same. So now I will just draw some of the cells in the human body on the blackboard, and you can just copy that one or just practice it when you get free time. That's all about cell that you are learning. We will recap it once again. What is a cell? Cell is a Latin word that means a little room. It was coined by a scientist called Robert Hooke in the year 1665. What does a cell mean? A little room. What is a cell, or define a cell means it is the basic structural unit of any living organism. If the living organism has got only one cell, we call that organism as unicellular. Uni means one. If the organism has got many cells, we call it as multicellular. Multi means many. Multicolored. What do you mean by multicolored? Means different colored. So like that, the example of unicellular bacteria, the example of multicellular plants, animals and fungi. And some of the, so for example, in our human body, we have different types of cells like this. This is our muscle cell. This is our nerve cell. This is our fat cell. So like that the cells may vary, but the cells, they have the organelle. We have the organelles here. Organelles will not vary whether it is a unicellular or a multicellular organisms. Thank you very much.